Hi everyone, my name is Yashar Vahedein. I'm co-founder and CEO at Coredio. Some of you may remember us. We presented about a year and a half ago, and now we're kind of presenting. Today I'm going to present some of our latest developments, and for those that haven't heard about us, you're going to hear about what we're doing. We're really excited about that. So at Coredio, we're building the first ever personalized at-home monitoring platform for heart failure management. We do that only by using the wearables that most of us already have, as well as a blood pressure cuff. And we can, using AI and physics-based algorithm, we are able to generate data that is comparable to catheterization, or what we call it as angio. So this is the power of Coredio and what we can do. And the main problem that we are tackling first is heart failure problem. Heart failure is one of the biggest cardiovascular issues both around the globe as well as in US. Every year in US, 1 million additional patients are added to this number that you're seeing over here. And the reason for that is that 40% of the patients who have heart failure never receive the gold standard of care, such as catheterization or echo, while they're in the hospital. So when they're getting discharged, they go home with still a decompensated heart. And when they go home, they just go home with a scale and a blood pressure cuff, which are not at all enough to monitor their heart condition. So that's why half of them come back under 6 months, and 23% come back under 1 month to the hospitals. And this is very important, both for the patients, because a lot of them might lose their lives, a lot of them might come back with much worse conditions, and also hospitals lose a lot of money when the patient comes back under 30 days. And after 30 days, insurance companies lose money. So if we could find a way to monitor these patients the same way as a catheterization, that would save a lot of patients as well as save a lot of money for the hospitals. And that's exactly what we are doing at Coredio. We're building the first ever non-invasive platform that can access the same cardiac information such as a catheter, but only using available wearables such as your Apple Watch, Samsung Watch, Fitbit, as well as a blood pressure cuff. This is very important for cardiologists. We talked with more than 60 cardiologists, and they told us that if you can measure the intracardiac pressures and cardiac output, we can use that information to manage the medication of these patients in a more effective way while they're at home. And that means we can save these patients. Currently, there's no way to do this thing. So instead of your current Apple Watch and a blood pressure cuff that only takes your ECG, takes your pulse ox and blood pressure, using our AI and physics-based algorithm, you can have a heart failure management tool that measures some of the key signals that you can only get currently at the cath lab. This is very important for the cardiologists and heart failure nurses to monitor their patient after discharge. So let's take a look at this together. We have a quick demo to show how it looks. The doctors will be able to log into our software platform, look at the patients that they're monitoring, and what the patient takes home is basically just their watch with our app on it, as well as a blood pressure cuff. They will just use the ECG sensor on the watch, take the data, and we will be receiving the data from ECG, pulse ox, and blood pressure cuff, and using our AI algorithms, we are able to translate that to these cardiac signals. Now, the heart failure nurse and the cardiologist can look at these data and see how the medication management is working on the patient. Are they getting better or are they getting worse? Much earlier than what they currently can do. And that will basically save the patient by managing their medication better. So this is something that we're not the first one that are thinking about it. There are more companies that are thinking about this because it's very important. And currently, the solutions are either too risky, too expensive, too invasive, or some of the new ones that you see on the top, they are building their own devices. They are non-invasive, but they're building their own devices, which cardiologists hate, actually, because they don't like to purchase new devices and send it home with the patient, because it needs a lot of technical support and it needs a lot of recalibration. So that's where we come in. We built the first ever device agnostic technology. we use the same devices that you already have, and we build it in a patient-specific way. So when the patient comes to the office of the doctor, we calibrate it for them and then send the patient home. No need for further calibration. We got really fantastic results recently. We're really happy about this. Our AI models are showing 90% plus accuracy against the catheterization, showing that we can predict the LVDP, which is the filling pressure of the heart of the patient, as well as the central venous pressure of the patient, two of the key metrics with more than 90% accuracy among 60 patients' data that we collected in 3 US hospitals. This is fantastic news, and that's actually giving us a lot of traction toward our goals for raising our current round, as well as getting this to the hands of the patient. The market is huge. It's a $6.2 billion market. We have a $2.3 billion SAM, which we calculated based on the number of cardiologists that exist in US, as well as the heart failure nurses. And our beachhead is 6% of the hospitals that have the highest number of admissions and readmissions for heart failure. We already raised about 500K of our current round. We are going for FDA pre-submission this year, and then we already have 3 hospital sites that are working with us, and we're collecting proprietary data that we use both for our AI model training as well as our validation. And next, we're gonna get our FDA clearance, start selling to the hospitals, and each year double the number of hospitals until we reach 200 hospitals and 760 million valuation. We have a fantastic team of engineers, as well as commercialization people that worked previously at J&J and Abbott. We have people from cardiologists from Mass General Hospital, even people that now work at Meta, they were cardiologists. And we also have a FDA regulatory team, as well as AI and software development team that worked at Stanford, as well as Verily and other companies. Currently, we're raising $1 million, and this is with a 6.5 million post-money cap. This valuation will most likely increase in the next 2 weeks since we got this new results, and this will be used toward our FDA pre-submission and building our full platform. Feel free to scan this QR code, connect with us if you want to know more. I guess this is not working anymore, but yeah, we'd love to talk to you further and show you also our demo. So looking forward to connecting with you. Thank you.
Live signals captured from the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 along with a...
Works? Okay. All right.
Thank you, Yashar. Thank you very much, Yashar. Anybody has any questions? Yes, over there. Please say your affiliate. This goes on after.
Hi, Sarah Abdullahi. I'm the first one. My question for you is, considering that the resources are not medical
So actually, the devices that we're using are medical grade devices. For example, Apple Watch already has FDA clearance for their ECG sensor as well as their pulse ox sensor. We only use the devices that have either FDA clearance or are planning to have that. And those will be basically cleared by us to say, yeah, we can service this device. Thank you.
You said you're going for FDA approval. Are you doing a 510K or a PMA?
We're doing a 510K. Yes, there are predicates that we are using, but at the same time, we're going for breakthrough designation. So we already submitted for breakthrough designation. We got some response. We actually responded to their FDA's concerns. They really liked everything that they saw. They just wanted more data, and now we have more data. Which one?
Now you're answering questions. So let's just keep it to him answering questions. Thank you very much. There's time for maybe we can one more. Okay, one more. Any more. Over there. Hi, fact that you're like kind of device agnostic, you spell very great, is extremely smart, so kudos to that part. But I think that the easiest way of detecting someone who has heart failure is weight gain. So as long as you come up with an AI model that can predict with their scale in the house, can detect that, you're pretty much done. You don't have to measure all those Apple Watch measurements. Yeah.
Great question.
Wasn't a question, but that's fine.
I mean, there's a good answer for that. Exactly the reason that we're doing is that the scale is not enough. So weight gain is the latest sign of someone getting worse with a decompensated heart failure. So when you already started gaining weight, it's already 5 to 10 days past the time that you needed medication titration. So when we can access signals such as left ventricle and diastolic pressure or central venous pressure, we can give the doctors the power that they have in the hospital. So they can see these signs 5 to 10 days in advance. There are some tools, invasive tools that can do this. Like for example, there's an implantable that they can put in the patient. But since this is invasive, only 12,000 of them are done per year that can that they showed they can do much better than a scale. But we do the same thing without any invasive thing, without the wait for that 10 days that they need to gain weight. So that saves a lot of lives, actually.
Yashar, thank you very much.
Thank you all.